How are we, YouTube? George here. I'm back with a video on the bike. It's been a while. I actually had to look back on the last video I've done to see what you seen the last time. So quite a lot has happened. So if we have a fairing now, you can see, and all the associated bracketry and stuff to hold it on had to be made. We had to change the clocks. Well, we didn't have to, but these came up at handy money, so we got them and put them on. So these are from a GSF Bandit, and I just modified the red line with some red tape and a scalpel, because with the engine I'm going to use, it's not going to be that high, so I just changed it. Now I'll be able to set it in the ignition unit when we do that. So I just need to do something very quick here. Turn that off. Yeah. So now I'm looking at a list here. So it talks about the fairing. I have lights. This comes from Fiberman, and you get the fairing and the screen, and the lights are from a Gsxr, and I've made mounts to put them in that are adjustable, so you can adjust the in and out and left to right, as you would with normal headlights. LED parks in it. Now these lights I got here, this is the first set of lights I got, and the reflectors are actually junk in them. I have another set there somewhere I got when I was over in Stafford, and you know, whenever I get around to it, they'll be changed out. Now the crankcase breather, I've done a video there of me making the actual breather pipe to go on. So that's been welded on since onto that. So I've the two pipes going up to the catch tank now. One from the top, the rocker box breather, and this one then. So that's all done. See, we have the M unit. Now this is a total mess in here. What I've done is I've completely wired everything, and it's just kind of done very haphazardly and loosely to get the wire lengths and all of that stuff, and I just wanted to see it working as well. So what we'll have to do now is we will have to I have a load of connectors ordered, and pins, and female and male connectors, and we will do the whole lot with that. It's just a matter of me taking all this stuff out, cutting a lot of things away, and doing it up properly. Now the whole idea of me doing it this way is that I can just dump all this stuff in here, and then the lid goes on top, so you won't really see it. So it doesn't have to be very tidy, but I want it a little bit tidier than that. And there's all our inputs and outputs there going to the M unit. These are just temporary wires to power it from a battery down there, car battery. As the bike battery will live up here whenever that happens. So I done a little kind of walkthrough video of everything working. I'll put that in here. So that works out grand. What else are we looking at here? Brakes, yes, brakes. At the moment we have all our brake lines that we got from Richard. Met up with him over in Stafford and got everything off him. Everything's on and blade and the whole lot. At the moment the thumb brake has been taken off because I couldn't get the damn thing to work. I've emailed Race Torx about it because what was going on, I could bleed it up, and I tried 4 different master cylinders on the bracket that goes onto the handlebars, and tested them on the bench first with a separate caliper, and they were working fine. And what was happening was I could get a perfect brake pedal like what I have here, perfect back brake, and I'd press the lever for the thumb brake and absolutely nothing, zero. But if I was to crack off the bolt on the adapter that goes here for the rear brake and pump the handle on the thumb brake, it was pumping fluid out, no problem. It was bleeding at the caliper down here. It was drawing down the fluid from the reservoir up here, and I don't know. So I've emailed them, see will they come back to me, and yeah. So I modified the switches as well, the DEM unit, so I have push buttons on it now, and like you need one this side that's just for the, as you see in the video there, if you're dipping your lights, main beam, and hold and press it, turns the lights off. And when you do that, the parking lights are on. They just come on with the ignition. Nice set of K&Ns there. Got those off my good friend Dave Carraher over in Liverpool, Merseyside. He gave me them when I was over there with him. We were over at Stafford with him there. So let's see what else. Yeah. So you know, kind of lots of stuff done. I just kind of got carried away. Sometimes you just come out and you can't be arsed with taking out the camera and video and stuff and all that, you know. So what I've done with the back brake anyway, just until we see what happens, is I picked up this nice Brembo cylinder, and had to make a little adapter bracket for it there to hold it on, just the way it was working out. And we done the old school method of the tube with the fluid in it, and machined down this bolt to fit into it. So it's just, you know, it is what it is. The thumb brake could make an appearance back if the other crowd comes back and tells me what I did wrong or what the story is. I got fed up messing with it, to be honest, because there was so much time gone into it. I spent like nearly the guts of, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 hours in total messing with it, and I just got frustrated then at the end and took it off. I just had enough of it. So yeah, so the clutch line there, as you can see, after I'm gonna have to rebuild this cylinder. I discovered that it's shagged, so we'll get a rebuild kit for that. And yeah, so coming along. In other news, something else has happened. Now I'm going to have to eat some humble pie here. Just mind the bag, it's just like all the bolts out there, going to be dust getting into it. So this is a Mark II Bandit 12 engine that I picked up. It had been in a little bit of an accident where somebody threw it down the road, and they bursted the starter clutch case and the rocker cover, and there was a bit of damage to the fins and stuff. I'll insert pictures of all that here now, and you can see what I was talking about. So you can see there that the bursted cases and the fins and all. So we fixed all that, a bit of filing and whatnot. So once that's painted now, we used some JB weld as filler in deep scratches and stuff. And then this corner here was kind of broken off, and the rocker cover gasket wouldn't sit on it, so we rebuilt all that corner with JB weld and put it all back together. So the engine came pretty much as you see it, complete. And I've had the boroscope down it and turning it over by hand and all that, and there's loads of compression and stuff like that. So I'm hoping it's okay. We're just going to put it in and see. I didn't pay an awful lot of money for it. I got looked after, and the thing I like about it is the chain case here. It has the bracket for the sensor for the speedo. No, I extensively cleaned it. Now, it wasn't that dirty to begin with, but I have it all, you know, I've got all the gunk taken out. But it has that's the what you call it, the actuator for the sensor there, for the speedometer. And that'll work with those clocks I have there, as that has a nice digital speedo on them. I just turn it on there, and you know, see there, digital speedo in kilometers. I don't know if you can change that to miles an hour or not, but I'm not really bothered because we're on kilometers here now. So but you need an accurate working speedo so you can figure out what you're going to get to a tank full of fuel and whatnot. So kind of pleased with that now. So the plan is that the next step now is I have to get the Ignitec ignition unit, which will sit there beside that. So when all this is done, them two units will be sitting there, and that's the only bit of wires you'll see is what's coming out of the ODM unit there, because the connector will be under this bar here from the ignition, the CDI. And once this cover is on, that's all you'll see. And there'll be a few cables, and they'll run underneath this up to the battery and whatnot. And you see the starter relays down in there. That's the only relay you have, because the M unit does away with all the relays and fuses and all that carry on. It's very, very handy. Ideal for something like this, you know. And as I said, fully wired now, and have everything kind of figured out as to what I need to do. And coming along. So once we get the ignition unit, and all we'll have to do with that is we give it some power from the M unit. It will plug in there into that one. That's the ignition power supply. And then I have to build a little loom that will come up from there up to here, and there'll be a connector that will probably mount here, and then a little sub loom for the 4 ignitions coils, and that will plug in there, and we'll dump in the motor then, the Bandit 12. It'll do for now, sort of thing, and get going anyway. And then we can over time do something with one of the 1127s, 1216 turbo. Yeah. Anyway, so that is the plan with that. So once the engine goes in, we can just pull these carbs apart and just give them a good clean, and hopefully it'll fire up. At the worst, I'm going to have to just get a rebuild kit beforehand, that I can just take these asunder and give them a right good clean, and put them back together. And these came off a 711 Street Fighter. These are 38mm, they're Kynes, I think, are they? Or Kynes, or I don't know how we pronounce it. Oh, sorry, they're not. They're Mikuni's. Mikuni CVs. I thought they were Kynes. I don't know, I had that in my head, but however. Yeah. So then the Easter egg, as I can call it, because there's nothing in it, can come out. We'll throw in another one and get the exhaust on, and hopefully it'll make some noise. You see the exhaust is all nice and clean and pretty much ready to roll. But you know, fresh oil, filter. Of course, the sump and the rocker cover has to come off to get it into a 750 frame. So get the brother-in-law over and my dad, and we'll get it into the frame. And yeah, so we're not too far away from it running, guys. Didn't think I didn't think I'd see that there, but there you go. It's things are starting to move along now at an awful rate. You know, when you're out here and you're messing around with stuff, and you think there's such a long way to go, and then you know you kind of put your head down and make a load of progress, and like I have here, and then you discover, right, I'm not too far away. I made that little thing there as well. It's just a cover for the nut, and have a hole in it there that the breather from the tank can go into it, the breather tube from the tank. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll stick a load of photographs, like a slideshow on the end of this video, because I'm always taking photographs when I'm doing things, so sometimes I just don't think to make video, but we'll take a bunch of photographs and stick them to the end of this video. This is what, part 26, I think, something like that. So we'll see you in the next one, and thanks for following along and supporting the bike stuff. I know a lot of the guys that watch my channel watch for the radios and stuff, but anyone who's watching for the bike stuff, you know, appreciate you kind of sticking around, and we'll get you again soon. All the best. Bye bye.